Hey everybody, Charlie Iron 2 here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. When we last left off, seems like we swayed the entire jury to vote innocent. However, Mr. Van Dyke's, he had an objection. Let's see what he has to say. Let's see if I can get my Alucard voice going. A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh? And what would ye be referring to there now, Lord Van Zykes? A blood stain on the frame of the skylight? Such evidence is null and void. What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed. Okay, you're gonna have to prove that.
Objection!
That's why I think the carriages were changed out. I think that was McGilded's way of staging the crime scene to cover his butt. What are you talking about? It's there for all to see, and it's clearly... Oh, I'm reading in the wrong voice. This is Ryu. It's there for all to see, and it's clearly blood.
Objection!
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. How were you there? How were you personally there at the investigation of the omnibus? The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. Exclamation point. So I can state with absolute surety, dramatic point, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began. But, are you suggesting, Lord Van Zykes, that this stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session... What? How are you going to prove that is the thing? Hehe. What a palaver? What the heck is a palaver? I've got to look up so many words. I must say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zykes. Ooh. He's going to interrupt. He's going to piss him off. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? Uh-oh, Hallowed Chalice is back. When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir. Tut-tut, Lord Van Zykes. This will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel? Oh, no. I think it's fair to say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? But if you will all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there had been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right now, counsel? It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time that court has been in session. My learned friend! Exclamation point. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words. We're going to have to sell our guy out, aren't we? We're going to have to say that we do believe the evidence was tampered with, and we're going to have to botch our own case because we want to do the right thing. That's what this is going to come down to, isn't it? Ellipses. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think, yeah, it's possible. We got to do the right thing, always. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There is, the truth. There's no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Oh, good gracious. Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit. Deceit? I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. Bang. What is going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. The courtroom was filled with smoke and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Are you wise? Yeah, I think he actually did it. I think he did it, or else that young girl did. What are you trying to pull, you rotten feckless gouger? Feckless? Feckless gouger? You're supposed to be defending me. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection!
Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. I did notice that. Inconsistencies such as, to start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. Yep, I noticed that. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Unfortunately, Lord Van Zykes, no one is able to corroborate your claims. I am. That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut. Accordingly, I'm afraid to say we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is a result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. I did. What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? I have an inkling. My lord. Yes, counsel? There's one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. What? What the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you better start watching your back.
Objection!
Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defendant's clarification. The defense clarification. Grr. This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here? I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Where exactly is this alleged mark you claimed appeared some point during the trial? Why, it was the blood on the floor, right? It's this one because Van Zykes didn't bring this up. It's also a different color. It's going to be that.
Got it!
If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom. That's true. Good Lord. Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue. It's about more than just that. I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that that evidence is fake. Speechless. Everyone. Arg. Oh, is he going to come clean now? This trial is over. Mr. McGilded? I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but 'tis all over now. But you're the defendant. 'Tis over, I tell you. Eh? Memory, recollection, what people think they saw. 'Tis all nonsense. 'Tis all a nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is that bloodstain is there now. Well. And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Van Zykes. Well, my lord? I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence. And in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue. Your lordship can't be serious. Lord Van Zykes, what is your position? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my adjudication. We're going to object. As a formality, I'm of course obliged to confirm with the defense first. No, we gotta speak our heart. What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilda would be found not guilty. Yes. Which would mean we've won. Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really all right for the trial to come to an end now with all these unexplained inconsistencies? Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please. Yes, my lord. The defense believes... Oof. I believe he could be guilty. That's going to shock everybody, but this is the right thing to do. See, here's the thing. As a defense attorney, we're going to get put on the defense for people who actually did commit crimes. But man, we're not the judge, are we? It's not our decision whether they're guilty or not, unless they admit it directly to us. But we're also not going to turn our blind... We're not going to do it by shady means. We're not going to get him off by being shady. So he could be guilty. Woof. I'm going to say it. Probably lose the game right here. Could be guilty. I am here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilda. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence. What are you saying, man? Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent. Good. Gracious me! Order, order! This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question? Are you of sound mind? Wahahaha! Oh, it was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was. A grand decision. What? I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Yeah, this is probably going to call the whole case into doubt because we're not advocating for our guy. Ah. Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so you have. What do you mean? This is just as the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put afore. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality. Wahahaha. I really don't know what to make of this. Was the evidence we've seen genuine or was it fake? It's a mistrial. His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said. Typing. The stinking rich are always guilty of something, you... Mark my words. I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely part. Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, should be a mistrial, right? I'm compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. I thank you kindly, my lord. I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court. When's the objection coming? Objection! There it is. But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. Lord Van Zykes. My lord? The case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies, my lord.
Objection!
But wait. When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zykes ordered the evidence to be secured. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair. The culpability of the defendant has not at the present time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment. What? Well, Lord Van Zykes, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fellow, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Do you mean to tell me this has all been a grand waste of time? 'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law. Van Zykes is devastated. Magnus McGilded. Good grief, you more to say to me, have you? Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over. Well, something to be looking forward to then. Wah-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha! I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty. Don't feel good about that one, but I'm sure this was how it was supposed to be, right? Now we gotta live with the fact that we let a guilty man walk free because we're a defense attorney. Can't believe it. This is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. My first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us. February, 5:14 p.m., the Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. That certainly was a long trial. Ah, yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil and your first victory was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Miss Susato. Thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Aye, that you did. Mr. McGilded. Ah, and that girl is with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. Yeah, it was kind of strange to have fireworks in the courtroom. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. I heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I've you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Wah! Are you, Waluigi? I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What on earth are you saying, fellow? How did I walk out of there a free man, then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fellow, aren't you? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong, wah ha 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 ha, and 'tis water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? Aye. They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and abstinent deed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I've absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. Wah ha 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 ha. It's not that funny. So then, as we agreed aforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly accept that much. Ara be whist, you're a humble people, aren't you? You from the east? Well, if you insist. But have this, still and all. You deserve a reward. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir, if you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. Into the courtroom? What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe. I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. 'Tis time for the inspection. Sorry? What inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. They're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting you. I hope you have a well of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain. And there he goes, a free man. Oh, I forgot she was here too. Ninja vanish? Don't move. Whereas I want to say, get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrada, would you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry? And I ate all grown-ups. Okay. Ah, there you are. What in the world is this? What in the heck? Those goggles look similar to the goggles that Herlock Sholmes had. Naughty, naughty, running off like that. Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now? And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ha! Oh, she got a bigger one. Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. Grr. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? We're steampunk now, just full steampunk. Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, white, and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though, at all? Just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing onto a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. What's it? What? I have no idea what this girl is talking about. So she got GPS location on this thing, back in whatever Industrial Revolution London we're in. Anyway, we're coming with me now. Back to my laboratory. What? What for? To apologize, of course, silly. To my technician, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. What, you mean say sorry? Yeah, I guess we're going to see who she's going to say sorry for next episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider a like, a comment, and or a subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.